Hi, this is Angie Dollar, and I am going to do an SRT Spiritual Response Therapy Energy Clearing with Stephanie. And if you're interested in doing a clearing with me or learning more about it, I'm not going to explain it in this video. I have a separate video that explains what it is. Stephanie, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Stephanie Farlow. Angie and I were in another group together, and I met her, and I've done some QHHT sessions with her. And I also have a YouTube channel, and it's mainly like soul trap stuff, but also like, kind of what's going on in the world, stuff like that. And, just post whenever. But usually my videos are 20 minutes long, so if you guys want to check it out, it's just my name, Stephanie Farlow. I think it's like Stephanie Farlow 1128 for some random reason. But
Yeah, I'll put it in the description exactly what it is. And Stephanie and I were talking about doing like maybe a bi-weekly just chat about the world kind of thing too. So all right. So before we got on, we talked about some things that she wanted to clear around. She talked about her heart issue that seems to, the way she described it, goes through to her back. You had cancer on your back. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
yeah, I was in a psychopathic narcissistic relationship like Angie was, and I had some physical effects.
Like that?
Yes,
Twin
like
Flame
that.
Hell? Okay.
Yes.
Like that book?
From
And then
hell.
your channel talks about this stuff, trapped.
Yeah. And then it's like when you think about it, you're like, wow, I really was in hell. And what the heck? Like when you think back at some of the things that, you did yourself just from being in that relationship. But anyway, yeah, so I had like some physical effects from it. I always got like pains in my heart and stuff and like stuff going on around my heart. And I think that has to do with that relationship. I do energy clearing work as well, and I can just pinpoint it there. And also, I would always get like the pain like shooting through here and then like coming out my back. And the area where that is, I had skin cancer, and I had that removed. But I still get like a lot of like that shooting through my heart and then coming out the back. So that's something that I'd like to clear up. And just some other like physical stuff, obviously weight and things like that. But yeah, and just we all like to work less and make a little bit more money and get a little bit more financial freedom, things like that. I also think like there's some other physical stuff like I get low back pain and low abdominal pain as well. But and then I'd like to clear up also like, just because we're all human, right? Like fear that comes up sometimes for when I feel like there's levels of awareness, and because I don't go into states of cognitive dissonance anymore about what's going on in the world, fear comes up, and I push through it, but I'd like to let that go a little bit because it's not helping anything. So
Okay, that sounds good.
yeah.
Let's start with the heart and the cancer thing. I feel like these people, I think you were in your relationship for a long time, and Evie Lorgan, who's big online talking about the alien love bite, the twin flames, the negativity of it, she said, this stuff can kill you or almost kill you. And I really felt like I was going to die, from it. Just,
Me too. Yeah.
yeah, it just beats you down mentally and emotionally, and then the physical starts to break down. So I was immediately getting healing. So gold healing energy. Sometimes the healing comes through in like color frequencies, green healing energy. What is this? Psychic surgery to heal your etheric body, and past life issues. I did, as you were talking, see like an arrow or something going through your body. So I think there's like a past life
Yeah, and
thing.
remember when we did the QHHT session too, I was shot in the chest.
Oh, that's right. Oh my
I got
gosh.
shot in the chest. That
Yeah,
was like
that's right.
that was a newer incarnation. And then I had all those ones where I was like, you know, literally a warrior. I always say, oh, I'm a fucking warrior, right? But no, I literally like was a warrior. So
Yeah, you got shot in the chest. You kept seeing those soldier lifetimes.
yep,
Um,
it explains
okay.
my obsession with weapons.
Let's see. Bullets. I'm looking at what else because I have a list of objects. Knives. It's like wounds people get in various parts of their bodies, and their the energy is carried over to this lifetime. Dagger. You know, I mean, to me, like a dagger seems the same as a knife, but it just seems more ancient or something, you know?
Yeah.
So,
So
I'll have
you
to
got
clear.
dagger.
Yeah, I got dagger, knife, and bullets. And I wasn't getting an arrow. It's just the way I saw it, just kind of like through your
Yeah.
body. And that was, I think, that lifetime you talked about. And those are the things coming up because the way Robert Dessler, who created this modality, spiritual response therapy, he explains like we're like an onion where something else can, you know, come up, these layers come off as needed. I'm asking for those things to be cleared, healed. There's other archetypes, which is some of the positive archetypes blocked, love of self, wholeness. Love of self is open 80, 48%. I almost inverted those numbers, 84, 48%. Love of life. love of life is pretty blocked, 35%. To see what can be cleared to release that. How long were you in the relationship with that guy?
Wow.
It was like on and off, right?
Well, I was in a relationship with him. I dated him briefly. I don't know. I must have been smarter when I was younger, I swear. But I always like had kind of had that thing for him. And then I ended up, he introduced me to my ex, ended up in a relationship with him, but him and I still stayed friends. So don't forget, they still get fuel from you when they're friends with you. And him and I were really close. And when I was breaking up with Kyle and Savannah's dad, Rich, he was sort of there, like sort of every step of the way. And but we were just friends because we had dated and then we were friends. So that went on for like almost 20 years or maybe, I don't know, whatever, long. You know, we were friends, maybe 15 years. But then the relationship where I was in a relationship with him was like 4 or 5 years. So yeah, not fun, you know?
Yeah, and like you saying, like being friends for 20 years, you're right. They'll take whatever energy they can get, you know?
Right. Of course, it
So,
was much worse in the actual, you know,
yeah,
the latter was much worse. Yeah.
in the actual relationship.
Yep.
Okay, there's world energies too coming up. That's to clear all those. Clear any contracts, cords, ties, links, agreements with this person, just to release all the energy. I know that you're done with the relationship part, but just to release any leftover kind of like residue energy. I see it like something stuck in the bottom of a smoothie glass, and you're like, you got to like get it all out. Except it's not a yummy, good smoothie, it's nasty gunk.
Yeah. I believe
Okay.
it.
Inhibitors holding back soul's growth. Yeah, I really just am feeling these being masterfully aligned to us. Like they look in our Akashic records, they look at our gifts, our energy is strong, and they, you know, open the doors to these dogs coming after us, you know. So these dogs
Yes.
of
And
men.
they are like not human.
Yeah. 12 aspects of
They
spirit.
seem to be aliens.
Yeah, they do. 12 aspects of spirit, also to clear all layers on all levels, fall of consciousness. So we're clearing around that heart energy and this guy, the leftover residue, blocks in mental expression, emotional expression. This has to do with falling to darkness. It has to do with being in the matrix, being down here in the world, more separated from the source, the highest part of yourself. It has to clear that separation, increase the connection to the source energy, connection to your high self.
I would love that. Yep.
Okay, energy forms attached at higher levels. I can see like, yeah, it's like those ETs that planned it attached. To clear all that, clear discordant beliefs, energies, those negative ETs. They can go feed somewhere else, but we don't really want to feed on anybody, but they need to get the heck away from you. All possible scenarios coming up, all clear programs blocking positive, best life paths, best scenarios. Clear and download the knowledge to get onto the best path that you want to get onto. Clear, remove, elevate, educate to all wisdom, knowledge, and light, your highest level of yourself. I don't know if you believe in guides or high self. We talked a little bit before we got on about.
I think high self. I'm wary of gods. I think like higher self, that direct connection to source, like that extension of source. I don't do like guides or anything like that. Because yeah, I just don't.
Yeah, and it's interesting with SRT, you know, they start by saying, oh, you can have some guides, but you're trying to connect more with source, becoming more of the source is guiding you.
Yeah.
And you can get to a point where guides can hold you back. So
And I also think some shapeshifters can get in there sometimes.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
some negative, I think some negative energy can get in there too and try and sway you a certain way.
Yeah, yeah. I think that they interfere with our best path sometimes. Not. I'm talking like not guides. I'm talking about in general. They interfere, like whatever you want to call them, demonic entities. You know, nefarious entities to interfere with our path. I think when we're on a, good path, I do.
Yeah, I think they do too. They try to come in and interfere. There is a picking up discordant energy to clear and release. Let's see what blocks and interferences left over from like that relationship, left over in the heart energy, and then just gets kind of specific into those types of beings. There's discarnates in past lives. I can see you with that guy. I'm getting like a 3-digit number that you have been with him. 325 lifetimes.
Wow, and that's my birthday, 325.
Really? Holy moly.
I know for sure. When I first met him, I got like a whoosh of many, many lifetimes with him from the first time I met him. Yeah.
Wow.
And I thought that was a good thing.
I had someone just call me recently for a session, and she said, when I saw your phone number, I knew I was right because my number starts with 928 and her birthday is 928. So I just had
That's funny.
another person mention their birthday to me. Well, I mean, I think it being your birthday and me getting the number, you've been with them 925 lives, I think it's like time to break that, break that thing of, coming back with this person who's sometimes not, the best. Okay, clear the fear, those discarnates or satanic demonics, to clear all those energies. Clear, remove, send to the perfect place, close and seal permanently, clear down to 0. I see some of them trying to hold on. Just asking to clear them to 0. And let's see what else around. Not getting anything else around him. Let's look at that money. You said you want more money and you'd like to move.
Yep.
I could see some more things to do around the heart and the energy on the back, but I'm just clearing what we can clear today, so we're not, you know, making this too long. We'll have to clear all that. What do you think about money? If you were to picture money walking beside you, what would money look like if it was walking beside you?
A tall, beautiful statue.
That's a good thing, because some people are going to see it like some crotchety, ugly old man or something, you know, so that's a good thing. But, you know, it being a statue, it sounds like it's kind of stuck or not really relating to you, maybe. So,
Maybe, yeah.
all right, let's see what to clear on money. Being open to the flow. Let's see what percentage you're open to the flow of money coming in. Gain a very low number.
I believe it.
Yeah, gain about 5%. That you're open. How much are you closed? Like 28% closed. Let's see what can be cleared to open up the lines of money. Open up the flow. Feel deserving, feel worthy, feel like it comes in easily. There's plenty of it. You're not taking anything from anybody else by having it. You deserve it. Those kind of energies. Orange healing energy. Consciousness changing, opening up to receiving. Raise physical and aura vibrations. I'm not getting you have a healing wellness committee. I'm asking to assign a healing wellness committee to assist you, if that's okay. Clear to the highest level, highest connection with your high self. What else with money? Other archetypes. Connected to some of that love of self and love of life. Clear, release. Increasing love of self, love of life. That has to do with everything that we clear on today. Free fall of consciousness. Their souls bonded to the soul. Clear all of those. Higher level blocks. Beings of God consciousness blocking. That's the beliefs in limitation, beliefs in the illusion, beliefs in pain and suffering are necessary. Work is hard, money comes hard, money's hard to get. That's what I'm hearing. So,
Leave it.
which is pretty typical with a lot of us. It's not really the world that we should be like living in. It's not really how the world should be.
No, exactly. And this whole place is a one giant
Giant slavery factory.
pretty much. Yeah. Let's keep them running on the hamster wheel so they don't look at us and you know.
Yeah. Okay. Clear to let go of the old beliefs, release to move forward. Let's see what else regarding money. Refining consciousness. Okay, clear conscious, subconscious, all DNA, chromosomes, paths, compartments, and levels. At all levels of consciousness. Okay, final items. Are any hidden programs, issues, all category. Clear everything here, all levels, all layers. Let's see. How do you feel about money? Anything else that you feel about it? If you're thinking about it?
I mean, it's like, I guess it's just not enough. Like, and then when I do have enough, it's just enough. Right. And so, like, now the winter's here, the jobs are slower, like with the cleaning business and stuff like that. So it's like, oh, the next 4 months, it's like struggle, struggle, struggle. And I'm like, I feel like I extend myself out with other people too much too. Like my ex is using my car, and that kind of messes me up because, I was doing Uber to like make ends meet, and I actually really liked it. And so like that kind of, so that's where I'm at right now. And it's starting to like affect because, now once the summer gig ends, which we make a lot of money on, then it comes back, and then the holidays, boom, you get hit all the way up until February, and it's like right upon you. So, if you need 7,000 a month to live and you're only bringing in 5, it's that kind of thing. It's like there's just never enough. I feel like I don't know how I make it all work, but I do somehow.
Yeah, let's look at clearing around barely enough. Barely enough.
Yes.
Looking to be able to save so you can move, because you said you want to move and you want to move out of
Yes.
state.
Yep.
Want
Well, I don't know about out of state, but yeah, I want to move away from the city for sure. Yeah, we'll see.
You had talked about another state at one point.
I wanted to go to South Dakota. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But then I didn't want to leave my grandchildren.
I don't blame you. I mean, when I moved to Sedona away from my daughter for a couple of years, it's like it's tough. I don't have any grandchildren, but it's hard enough just being away from my grown child,
Yeah.
Okay. Clear for faith, harmony, clear for justice. So I'm just feeling justice is just something in the world that needs to be cleared, like the world energy. Like people work too hard and the cost of living has gone up too much compared to the salaries.
Yep.
Clear for purpose. I'm getting that. Clear for success. Maybe something else you'd want to do with your life, That's clear for that.
Yes. Definitely other things. More, I'd like to dedicate more time to like my channel, and I'm not even looking to profit on it. I just want to be able to spend time on it.
Yeah, it's nice to get the word out there. It's nice to talk and,
It is. It's like cathartic,
Yeah, and you seem really comfortable talking in front of people. I'm really comfortable talking in front of people. That's a huge thing that a lot of people aren't going to do a channel because of
Yeah,
that.
I noticed that like it's bizarre to me, but I feel like if you're gonna do it, then just do it. But I see so many people that, and even successful channels, they're not actually in front of the camera. They're either talking off camera. If you can't look at the camera like I don't know. But listen, it's fine, I guess, if it's your voice and it's you, right? I guess. But for me, I want to like look at people when I talk, and like I'm a real person. That's what my friend Brandon said. He's like, "Oh, I put you on my list because you're a real person." I'm like, "What?" Because I guess he said that there's like bots out there, and people who don't get on camera, and
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if I watch anybody that I can't see their face just talking. I don't think I'm subscribed to anybody, but I think talking in front of people is the biggest fear. They have all those Toastmasters all over the world where people practice talking, but let's look at clearing more around that, your path moving forward. So you can move if you want to move and even stay close, but move in your same area if you'd like, but have just plenty of money so you can feel safe and secure and comfortable.
Yeah, and I'm fine, like just even renting a place, but it's just like, it's still money, and I want to be able to be on a property with like I'm in a row home now. It's not fun. and I don't really, it's not vibing with me. So,
Yeah, I get it. I've owned houses and back to renting since I moved to Arizona. I sold my house and then I have all these rules to follow.
yeah, I don't mind
Uh,
renting. I just want to be on a single, in a, like at least a single family home with a decent sized yard
mhm.
around me, you know.
Yeah. Okay, clear the dysfunction of I am level consciousness, dysfunction of creative energy. See what else. Fine tuning. Work to free up some money, free up the path, bring in more than enough money. Keep the business going stronger, opening the doors to more people. Abdicating spiritual responsibility, mental responsibility has to clear that. Clear unwillingness to learn. Now we know we don't think it's a learning planet, right? But I feel like it's a memory planet. We're just waking up. So
Yeah, it seems like whenever people start to wake up, they like get crazy again and want to reset us and do their shenanigans.
mhm. Yeah, I think so too. There's a lot of controls here. Okay, fine tuning. New one universe. Okay, reservations to expanding consciousness. Has to clear breaking out of the old, moving into something new, like you're wanting to break out of something old. It's clear any blocks to breaking out of the old energy.
Maybe like the weight thing too.
Yeah, let's look at the weight. A lot of times with weight, people have past life poverty, starvation,
Yeah.
and we can have lifetimes going back and forth where it'll be a lifetime of poverty and starvation, and there'll be another like kind of gluttonous lifetime where we have so much and it like we're offsetting the other one. So let's see what with the weight, blocks and interferences.
It's a little food demon.
Yeah, there's discarnates in the aura.
Mm.
Conscious control, satanic, demonic. What else with the weight? I'm not getting anything else there. Else to clear and remove. Okay, there's some healing to do. Were you doing like the protein diet,
Yep,
low carb or something?
I was, and that was the diet that made me feel best.
I've been doing low carbs for like 3 weeks and I feel so much better
Oh yeah,
because I had to cut out sugar. I was super addicted to sugar. I had to cut out sugar with it. So,
yeah. It's a big addiction.
mhm,
When I did carnivore, like it was more like a ketovore.
mhm,
Like I just felt so much better. My thinking was clearer, my mind, and then so much energy, just like so much energy, and I slept really
mhm.
well, and forget about like what I lost. I mean, I only lost like 40 pounds, but um, it was how I felt more than anything. So
I think 40 pounds is really good, but yeah, it's like a feeling like I feel better. I'm sleeping better. I'm only eating once
yeah,
or twice a day. So I'm doing intermittent fasting too. So it's nice.
yeah,
Um,
that's really good too to fast. Intermittent fasting worked really well with me too. Like I did that a while back, like in 2016 and 2017. And yeah, and I got so used to eating that way and I felt like really healthy.
mhm. Okay, dysfunction of the mind, pre-programming. So clear everything there, all levels, all layers. Let's see, how many lifetimes have you had in poverty? I'm only getting a 2-digit number, 42, but that's enough, How many, what I say
You had a
poverty?
1,000 lifetimes. I guess it's not bad, but that explains a lot because I literally came out like I want everything I wanted like when I was a kid. You know, I was just telling my son when my grandfather used to come home, he worked at Sears, and if he would come in the door and not have a toy in his hand, there was hell to pay.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a little girl, I was a brat. I was so spoiled. So,
Yeah, so there's the other side of the poverty of like, well, in this lifetime, I'm going to have what I want now. And I mean, even if it's like a small amount of lifetimes, they're coming up now to clear. So poverty and then starvation. How many starvation lifetimes? Okay, there's where some bigger numbers are, 3-digit number. So it's like there was poverty, starvation, of course, is poverty too, but it's like the guidance is separating them. Our high selves are separating them for me. Where poverty, maybe you're kind of getting by, but the starvation, you were dying, you know, you and your family.
wow.
3-digit number, how many of those did you have? 358 lifetimes. That's significant.
That's a lot.
Lifetimes. Yeah.
Wow, that makes a lot
Starvation.
of sense.
Yeah, so some of them were war, you know, I'm seeing you as a female. Of course, there's a lot of them to look at, but like the men, a lot of times would go off to war and leave the females. I've seen my own lifetimes like that too. Had a client come in and for a QHHT session, she had a lifetime like that as well. Like the man went off to war, so I think it's pretty common. Okay, let's see. Anything else to know about those? No. What is with my throat? Were you some sort of a religious lifetime? Let's look at it in detail. I think it's wanting to come out in detail. This religious lifetime. Let's see what it was. Because I feel it in my throat. So you died by hanging. What were you doing in that lifetime? You were a male. You were a monk. Trauma lifetime. And I'm just seeing your little group didn't have very much money. So to kind of get by and survive. Alcoholism, wanting to escape. But what were you doing in that lifetime? If you were hung, you were doing like this kind of work, like you were either clearing or you were teaching this kind of stuff or you were channeling information. So they think you're like a witch, you know?
Yeah.
So what were you doing? You're teaching spirituality outside the books. I'm seeing you like outside of what they were teaching. And you were channeling information. Okay, you were doing those two things. You were teaching and you were channeling. So you were hung for being a witch or whatever they'd call a man.
That does not surprise me at all.
Yeah, and generally we have a lot of those lifetimes. Those are us who are wanting to do healing, clearing, you know. So has to clear that out because I feel it in my neck. I feel it more over here. It's like on my left side. I don't know if I have this inverted.
Mm.
But your group did not have very much money, and I'm seeing that like you doing that teaching and channeling information was bringing in more people. I'm seeing some people coming from out of town, like they've got horses, you know, it's pretty primitive, coming from out of town to listen to you, and like they're making more money, but they're upset because they think you're a witch. So it's like they're really hurting themselves by not letting you talk because you were bringing in more money so they could survive, you know.
Right.
That's what I'm seeing around it. Do you have anything else you'd want to close off with? Because I don't want to make this recording too long.
No, I think that's about it.
Let's just look at just clearing basic energy, your house, the world around you.
Oh, my closet, the portal in my closet, maybe.
I've had something coming and going from my closet. It's really irritating me.
Yeah, it's been pretty quiet, but then randomly I'll hear the tapping, you know. So,
Mm-hmm.
but it's gotten a lot better, but it's still there. I think the more I know that like when it's something's there, you got to clear it. But I feel like the more I ignore it, the more it goes away, because it's like it wants my energy. So, you know. But
Yeah, I kind of feel like that too. Like I've got to just clear my house and not think about it and just ignore it, because if I think about it, I start to feel this vibration and sometimes feel like a tightening on my head. And I'm like, okay, I
it's
got to
not
just clear it.
fear. They wish it were fear, but it's not fear. But I do get angry sometimes, and so they'll take whatever they can get.
Yeah, I get irritated with it. Yeah, I think they're like feeding off of it.
Yep, for sure.
Okay, let's clear the energy in your house. Yeah, let's clear that anger is coming up, conflict. Just clear the doubt, which I think is around what we talked about today, like money, wanting to move forward. Let's increase positive energy in your house. Forgiveness. I'm not seeing any blocks and interferences. A lot of people have these discarnates and energies moving around, but I'm not seeing anything in your house right now.
Good.
Okay, increase faith, enthusiasm, happiness, joy, peace, harmony. All right, so I think we'll close out today. And if anybody does SRT, I do my prep to work before I get on, and I mop up after I get off. So sometimes people ask me and say, well, you didn't do prep to work. I do it before I get on.
Yep.
And I mop up after I get off. So yeah. All right. So thank you very much for coming on, and thank you everyone for listening. If you would like to have a session with me, please notice the description. In the description is my information, and please have a look at Stephanie's channel. Thank you.